Hey, and welcome back to Universal Chronicles. Hope you're having a good day. So, I'm trying to keep my word. I said that I was going to take a parable and go through it. So, the parable that I'm going to be talking about today, it actually came to me yesterday when I was getting ready to head to work, and I just kind of heard bits and pieces of it. So, I had to go look it up. So this one is in regards. Hope y'all can't hear that because I don't want YouTube to. Let me turn this down. Um, it's about the kingdom, what the kingdom of heaven is like, right? What is the kingdom of heaven like? Can you really describe what the kingdom of heaven is like? Yeshua gave a parable to describe what the kingdom of heaven is like. So let's get into it because I'm going to try to keep this short. Now, I did this video before, but it was like 18 minutes, and I thought that was too long. So I'm going to try and see if I can not make it 18 minutes and try and do it like at least by 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. Just bear with me. So Matthew chapter 13, verse 44. But before I go to that, I never knew that in verse 37, Yeshua had said to the disciples that he that soweth good seed is the Son of Man. He that soweth good seed is the Son of Man. So that means if I'm sowing good seed, I'm the son, daughter of man. If you sow good seed, you the son, daughter of man. Right? Of course, if you good fruit, you sowing good seed, and you will know them by their fruit. So the scripture reads, I don't like the way this here King James easy to read version. It reads a little weird. So it says, and the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hid in a field, in which a man finds this treasure. And when he finds this treasure, he's filled with joy. He hides the treasure again in that same field, and with joy, he goes to sell all that he has to purchase that field. Why would he do that? Why would he go sell everything he had to purchase this field where this treasure was? Because that treasure that he had found, money can't buy that. Money can't buy that treasure that he found in that field. Your money can't get you in the kingdom of heaven. It just can't. He went and sold everything because he knew the value and the worth of what was in that field. And he was willing to let everything go. He was willing to let all his earthly possessions go and start over. Can you imagine selling everything that you have and purchasing this land? And you got plans for this land, but guess what? It's going to take some blood, sweat, and tears. It's going to take some long days and some sleepless nights working on this land. Sowing seeds, watering, loosening the soil, tilling the soil, doing all the work. It's going to take some work, and it's going to take some patience, because it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to see a harvest overnight. But he knew that the treasure that was in that field was so much more valuable, worth more than gold, worth more than all he had. So he like, I'm finna go sell everything and buy this field, and then I can use all my time, all the resources I have, I can take all my energy, my intentions, and pour it into this field. And I know I'm going to reap a harvest. You know how I know I'm going to reap a harvest? Because it said in the text that when he found this treasure that was hidden in his field, it brought him joy. What brings you joy? What do you do? What have you discovered about yourself that when you do it, it brings you joy? Your soul and spirit is fulfilled. What have you discovered about yourself? Have you found that treasure within yourself yet? Have you found that thing that you do naturally that brings you joy? It could be just helping other people. It could be building things. It could be giving messages, channel messages, both spiritual and practical things. I'm talking about them both. You know, people who teach the word of God or preach or whatever, if that brings them joy and their soul is fulfilled, then that's what they do. If it's somebody who does hair, and it's a natural thing for them, and it makes them feel good to know that they can help somebody else feel good about themselves, to be of service to someone else, to do their hair and make them feel better about themselves. What is the treasure within you? We the field. We the field, right? The treasure is the kingdom. The treasure is the talent that is hidden within us. But you gotta dig, you gotta do some soul searching just to get to that place, because it's hidden. It's hidden, it's buried. So guess what? You got to do some soul searching. You gotta do some digging to get to that treasure. And that's some work in itself, right? Imagine having to dig. We don't know how deep the treasure is. But if you think about it, if you think about the things that's happened from you being little and growing up and the traumas, the disappointment, pain and stuff, you got to dig through all of that to discover the treasure hidden within you. Now, what does it mean? Because we're not only talking about a talent or a gift, something like that. We also talking about your own healing, right? So what did he do? What does it mean he went and sold all he had and purchased this land? All that he had could be friendships, it could be family ships, it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a car, it could be anything. It could be the things that weighed him down day after day after day that didn't bring him joy. And so he chose to sell those things. He chose to detach from those things so that he could focus on this that brings him joy. So if you are a prayer warrior and it brings you joy spending time in prayer or spending time in meditation, if it brings you joy when you can deliver messages, however you deliver messages, if it brings you joy in doing hair or cutting hair or doing nails or helping people with their finances, whatever it is, it's a multitude of things in the world that can be done, and for different people it's different things that bring them joy. But usually that thing that brings you joy is not just for you, but it's for you to share with others, right? So this man sacrificed some friendships, I'm sure, because they like, what is you doing? Why are you doing that? Why would you want to do that? So you ain't gonna have nothing. You just gonna give away all your stuff, and then what? Especially if this man was giving them money, helping them out with stuff. They was dependent. If they was codependent on him, can you imagine how his friends was acting? Like, say what? I mean, what we supposed to do if you do all that? Can we come on the field with you? No. No, I'm guarding my field because I have something hidden in this field that is very precious to me. So I'm going to attach from this job that only brings me sorrow day after day after day, and all the energy that I'm pouring into here. And I'm I'm going to take that energy and pour it into this field. People on the job don't even know your worth. You know, they paying you less than what you worth. And here you are, you have this treasure, these ideas coming to you. You full of joy, you excited about it. But you don't really have the time to put into it. And the same thing with your healing. Like, you just get a little taste of that peace that surpasses all understanding. You get a little taste of that joy, and it's like, I want more of that. So how can I get more of that? I'm gonna have to detach from some other things so I can focus on this, so I can continue to feel that, so I can get replenished and have a continuous flow of this joy and this peace and this optimism, right? So he goes to sell everything that he has. But you know what? That's why the word say, you know, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter into heaven, because he won't be able to let go of those attachments. He's so used to having those attachments, those material things, those, you know, so-called friendships, relationships. So he wouldn't be able to enter the kingdom because he wouldn't know how to release and let go and focus on the thing that brings him joy. Because in the beginning, the thing that brings you joy, you know, may not bring you material wealth. It just may be the spiritual wealth, the spiritual abundance, the joy that you start off with. So a rich man is like, okay, you know, this makes me happy, it fulfills my soul, and it makes me joyful, but it ain't bringing in no money. So I gotta stay right over here where I'm making money. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep stacking this money. I can't. So they choose to not focus on what gives them joy and focus more on what brings them financial wealth, material wealth. That's why the word says easy for the camel to go through the eye of a needle than for the rich man to enter into the kingdom. You know, they'll sacrifice peace, they'll sacrifice joy, they'll sacrifice the greater things, the things that money can't buy in order to have money. So what is the treasure? Have you discovered the treasure within you? Have you discovered the kingdom in you? And are you willing to make the sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice relationships for your healing? You know, if you've been a person who's dealt with depression, people using you, which I don't think you could ever really get from people using you. I think there's a healthy using and then there's an unhealthy using. But anyway, when it comes to healing, you know, you come, when you soul searching, you come across this particular situation that happened, and you got to deal with the emotions of it. And once you heal from that, you go a little deeper. So we digging right now. We digging in the field of our soul. You go a little deeper, you come across another experience that you had, and you deal with the emotions of it. And it's painful, you know, but at this point you burn your cross. You burn your cross because you want the Christ-like consciousness to continue to rise up in you. But in order to do so, you got to dig. You got to make room. You got to declutter, right? And that's what the man did when he went and sold all he had. He was decluttering his life. He was decluttering his soul so he can make room for this one thing that brought him joy, happiness, and peace. He was making room for that. It's not easy to do that. But you keep digging. You keep digging through the soul, through your soul, dealing with those experiences you had and healing and learning what you needed to learn from that experience. And you keep digging. And then when you reach that treasure, when you reach the kingdom, it's like, what? Sometimes when you digging, you get just a little smidget. And you like, man, I know, I want more of that. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. I carry this cross just a little bit farther because I want that right there. I want all of that. I want it 101%. I want all that. So you keep going. You know what? Squash all that over there. Let me just go on and sell all this because This is where it is, and I don't care what nobody say or what they talking about. If they worried about my money, they don't need to be worried about my money. They need to be worried about their money. They need to be worried about their life. They need to be worried about their healing. They need to be worried about their family. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here in this field. I'm finna make something happen in this field, and you may not see it right now. You may not see it for a little bit, because when you buy a field, you got to put your blood, sweat, and tears in that field. You got to go to work on that field. You're going to spend most of your days, most of your time, most of your attention on that field, because you want to make sure that you keeping that soil nutrients. So you're going to be doing your affirmations. You're going to be praying. You're going to be meditating. You're going to make sure that you're pouring into yourself the things that are going to be nutrients for what you are waiting to harvest. So you're going to keep putting in the work to do the healing. You're going to keep doing these things. You're going to keep reading books to better yourself. You're going to keep practicing in what it is that you are naturally gifted to do, and getting better and better at it and perfecting it. You're going to keep doing these things. Yeah, I'm already at 16 minutes, and I was trying to keep it. I'm gonna just cut it off right here. But y'all have a good day, because I'm about to go chill out. It's my birthday, and I'm finna listen to some Tupac, because it's his birthday too, and we birthday twins, and we about to turn up by the lake for a little bit. But yeah, have you discovered that treasure in you, and what are you sacrificing to harvest, to hold on to that treasure? I'm come back later, I think, but yeah, man, that's what that parable was about. That man found that treasure in the field. I found the treasure in the field, and you know, I'm gonna keep digging, and I'm gonna keep searching, because I don't think it's just one treasure in the field. I think the kingdom is the main treasure, but there's like, ooh, hold on, y'all. The kingdom is like the treasure. Oh, wait. The kingdom is like the treasure box, right? You know how they got the little treasure box. I don't know how big the box is, but the kingdom is in the little treasure box, and you open it, right? And there's like many different little treasures within the box. So you just don't know what's in there. You just gotta keep going, man. You just gotta keep digging in there. And I don't think you can just go to the treasure and just have access to it all. I think you can get a little bit out, and then you do some more work and get a little bit out, because you got harvest seasons. You have a harvest season, whenever harvest season is. I'm not a farmer, I don't know, but every season is something different that you discover. You know what I'm saying? Even in times of famine, you discover something. Y'all, I'm out. Y'all enjoy y'all day.